I want to talk about the problem with stimulus checks and how, in all actuality, it is a hidden tax and it's not actually helping. Now, I understand you can pull out an outlier, Clay. What about this situation? And I agree. In that situation, it is helping. But that situation is very few and far between. And what's actually going on, even in that situation, sadly, is that that person, that whatever, is getting taxed. How so? Well, stimulus checks are just, I realize it's free money. It's money that comes out of nowhere. But have you ever really thought about what does money coming from nowhere mean? What does it do from an economic standpoint? Well, let me just walk you through how things normally work. And I'm gonna do this through just a little story. You have Tom, and Tom goes and he builds this right here. He builds a block, right? Tom goes and builds a block, and because he builds a block as a job, well, what does Tom get? Well, he's gonna get money, right? Why does Tom get money? Because he does a job. What does his job do? Well, it has produced a block. Not trying to insult your intelligence, just setting things up. So he has produced stuff, a block, and because he's done that, he now has $1, which what? He can go and spend, right? Now, of course, he can invest it, he can do stuff with it, but he can go out there and throw it back into the economy if he wants. But let's actually think about what a stimulus check does. And I'm asking, and think about it. So what part of this is ruled out in a stimulus check scenario? Well, this part. Tom has done nothing. He has produced nothing. He has contributed nothing. There is no new stuff. There's nothing. Yeah, what does Tom still have? Oh, he still has money. So he's produced nothing. He's contributed nothing. There is no new stuff, yet he has new money. And then, yeah, if he wants to go out there and spend that, he can do that. Now, what is that going to actually do from an economic standpoint? If you have people with money, all of them have more money, but there's been no production. They haven't done anything to get that money. They haven't produced nothing. Well, what's that going to do to the block market? Well, blocks are going to get really, really popular. Blocks are going to actually start to experience shortages. And have you ever heard that word at all right now? Have you heard of any shortages? Think about it. In the headlines you've been reading, anything. Here's one shortage I can think of. The chip market, right? For all the cars that they're using. How about construction? There is all sorts of shortages in the construction. In fact, I was talking to one of my buddies who's a builder. He was saying the glue that they actually use to hold things together, there's a shortage of that. Just little random things. There are a bunch of little shortages that are popping up across the entire economy. You look at the cost to build right now, you look at lumber prices, and those prices have skyrocketed. Why? Because there's a lumber shortage. All sorts of things have skyrocketed in price because of shortages. But where is this shortage coming from? It's coming from the fact that you have all these people that have money, that keep getting money, yet they haven't done anything to contribute. Money is worthless if you don't have stuff to buy it with. Let me say that again. Money is worthless if you don't have stuff to buy it with. For example, if you look at through history of anywhere, and you look through countries that have had their currencies just collapse, I don't know these numbers exactly, but people had millions of dollars in their bank accounts, right? Because of inflation, all that. But they would go to the grocery store and there would be like 3 loaves of bread. So who cares that you have millions of dollars of whatever your currency is if you can't spend it on anything? That's worthless. And that's what people don't understand is these shortages are not because, oh man, the economy is booming. The economy is so good. No, it's because people keep getting money without producing stuff, and without stuff, okay, what does it matter that you have more money? Now, yes, I know, well, right now I can go to the grocery store and get stuff, and you're right. But my point here is that this is just an isolated incident to explain that when this keeps on going, that's why prices rise. Not because the economy is booming and you have all this demand. Well, you do have demand, because you have all these people that keep getting money. But the problem is when you don't produce anything to go along with that money, well, that's a very sticky situation. And that's what's really going on right now. Everywhere I look is people keep getting money. What is it? This is like, I think the third round of stimulus checks, at least as a recording of this video. Who knows? Maybe if you're watching this video a year from now, you're like, oh no, Clay, round 3, we still have like another 5 left. Well, I guarantee at that point, you're going to see that many more shortages. So, I mean, in the comment section down below, what are some shortages that you've started to hear about? What are some prices that you've seen really increase? Now, I get it. The Fed throws out numbers like, oh, it's only been 2% inflation. No, it's been a lot more than 2% inflation. But like I said, in the comment section, can you think of any shortages that are out there or that you've heard of, or any sort of prices that you've seen really increase? And I understand it can make it seem like, well, Clay, you just are bitter about this, that, or the other. And I'm really not. Ask any economist what happens when you just keep giving money to people, but nothing is actually being produced. There is no stuff. I mean, have you ever thought about that? Money is only as good as the stuff that you have to buy with it. If there's no stuff because people aren't producing anything, then who cares? I'll give you $1 billion. But if there's nothing for you to buy with that $1 billion because nobody's producing anything, because all we do is give money to everybody, is that money actually valuable? Is that money worth anything? Just something for you to think about. And that is exactly what's going on right now. So yeah, that is the massive problem with stimulus checks. So think about it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't spend your stimulus check. I'm just saying that it's not as efficient as possible because all it's doing is causing prices to go up, which is in fact a tax on everybody. So it's not tax the rich. Tax or prices going up for everything is a tax on everybody, and everybody's gonna have to pay it, including those little outliers of people that, well, they really actually needed the stimulus check. Okay, yeah, well, they're also paying this tax too because they now have higher prices. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts down below. Like I said, let me know any shortages you have. And let me know if you've seen, what products and such have you seen go up in price, which is, again, called inflation, but really it's just a tax on everybody. So let me know down below. I'm curious what sort of things you've seen. But yeah, I don't know. Can we just stop with the stimulus checks, please? First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.